For this problem, we'd like to find an angle that is coterminal with 14 pi over 3, meaning it's in the same location, but we want it to be less than 2 pi, but also a positive angle. So the way we're going to find that is by, maybe that angle is over here somewhere. 14 pi over 3 is going to be this angle over here. Subtracting by 2 pi means you do a full rotation backwards, 360 degrees, which will take you back to the same spot. So every time that you subtract 2 pi, you're just doing a full rotation. That will always take you to a coterminal angle. So to do the math out for it, you can take 14 pi over 3. Obviously, that's bigger than 2 pi. So if you subtract 2 pi, you'll end up at a coterminal angle. Of course, we need a common denominator. So this is really 14 pi over 3. With a common denominator 3, you're subtracting 6 pi over 3. And so here, I can just subtract the 6 from the 14, and I have 8 pi over 3. These two angle measurements are different, but they are coterminal in that they're in the same spot. But the problem is, the question required that we get an answer that's less than 2 pi, and this is greater than 2 pi. And all that means is we have to repeat this process again. So now I'm going to subtract 2 pi from 8 pi over 3. I'm going to do it one more time. Again, we need a common denominator. It's going to be that same common denominator 3. So we're subtracting 6 pi over 3. And I'm just subtracting 6 from 8, which gives me 2 pi over 3. Okay, this is the angle that we're looking for. It is certainly positive, and it is also less than 2 pi. In fact, if you start here and you go pi over 3, and you go another pi over 3, we're right about there. So this is the location of 2 pi over 3. It's in the second quadrant. It's at the same spot as 14 pi over 3. Different angle measurements, but they represent the same spot on the unit circle. So you can do this in one step. So for the thing that appeared in my lab was this. They thought ahead a little bit and noted, well, if you just took this number and subtracted 2 pi once, the number you end up with is going to be greater than 2 pi. So they thought, well, how about we do it this way? We'll take 14 pi over 3 and we'll subtract off, 2 pi wasn't going to be enough. So like, well, why don't we do it twice? Why don't we subtract off 2 pi twice, but do it in one step? This means you're really taking 14 pi over 3 and subtracting 4 pi. Getting a common denominator this time is going to be 14 pi over 3. Okay, if we multiply by 3, we get 12 pi over 3. So here in one step, you're taking 12 from 14, which gives you 2 pi over 3. So if you can make this observation ahead of time, that subtracting 2 pi is not going to be enough, you can do it in one step by putting a 2 here. Likewise, maybe you need to subtract 2 pi 3 times, and then you would change this to a 3. You would just put whatever number here that you want to subtract 2 pi by.